55 grams or 2 ounces of Demerara sugar. 2 ounces or 55 grams of butter.
Done that one.
That's only one. It's flour, and in the top of the flour, I put the dried ginger. Half a teaspoon of dried ginger. Include your flour.
Josh.
Is that?
How much dried ginger are we putting in?
We're putting in half a teaspoon.
Is that?
Sorry, how much flour?
55 grams or 2 ounces. Or what? No, 50 grams or 1 3/4 ounces. I was just about to do the golden syrup. I've had the golden syrup that Andy kindly brought me.
There's a chain here.
And I've had it stood in a saucepan of warm water for a while to soften it up a bit. And I'm going to measure it straight into the pan. I've got a set of scales here. I'm putting 2 ounces or 55 grams of golden syrup.
Yeah.
The saucepan I'm going to use to heat it up in. So you want your saucepan and a set of scales if you got them, and you can just measure it straight in.
You already measured it.
Oh, it's like cold air. This is. I love how you just press in the button. How much do you need?
If you press tear, it'll do ounces or grams.
I can't
So
get.
you should now have your 55 grams of golden syrup in your pan. Into that, you add all of the sugar and all of the butter. So that's all the sugar, all the butter.
Like sticky toffee pudding, isn't it?
It's a bit like that, yeah. And you want half a teaspoonful of lemon juice.
Half a teaspoon.
You have your golden syrup and your lemon juice and your butter and your Demerara sugar in a saucepan. Fairly heavy. You need a wooden spoon to stir it with, and you're going to put it on the stove and put some heat under it, but don't go mad. We don't want this boiling like mad. We just want it to melt, dissolve the sugar.
Well, I'm social.
However much it said for them.
Right, one in the pan. Okay, half a teaspoon.
Yeah, just put some heat or something.
Yeah.
I didn't. No, I don't.
Seem to have a few young budding chefs here.
I know.
Yeah.
Whilst your butter's melting, which will take a few moments, you want a different wooden spoon with the biggest, fattest handle you can find. If you want big brandy snaps, you can put a piece of dowel in. And what we're going to do is we're going to oil the handle of this spoon, and when the brandy snaps come out the oven whilst they're still hot, you're going to wrap them around the wooden spoon handle. Okay, now they cool very quickly. If they cool too much, you can pop them in the oven for about 12 seconds just to soften them back up again. Okay?
Did you say oil it or boil it?
Oil it, mate. And then just put it to one side so it's ready to go.
What oil are you using, Geoff, on it?
I'm just using olive oil because that's cheap to me, so I don't worry. But any oil you've got will do.
Right.
Or spread it with butter if you haven't got oil.
Okie dokie, thank you.
Not DW40, Julie.
Yes, yeah. Quick, that's the garage.
Or WD40 even, whichever one it is.
Your butter should be melting now.
Yeah.
Turn the heat down and give it a good stir to try and dissolve the sugar.
You're going to have to get yourself a remote mic that you can wear.
I know, just because this is going on YouTube, this is no reason to be blooming difficult and rude.
That clip is definitely going in.
Put the flour in there.
Make sure you turn the heat down. You don't want this too hot. You don't want it hot enough to melt the sugar. The flour and ginger on your table still. In the meantime, you should get your trays ready. You need 2 baking trays, good sized baking trays, with a sheet of baking foil on top of them, baking paper. I've got 2 trays with baking foil. These are probably 18 inches by 12 inches. What that is in metric, I can't remember. 30 by 20, 30 by 25, something like that. It's not critical as long as they're fairly big. It will make, well, it depends how big you make them. Basically, it will make 8.
Right.
Okay? We're also going to make a little cup with them. So I'm going to make 6, and then we'll make 2 little cups, which are really nice if you put a piece of cake, a little bit of cake crumbed up in the bottom, and then some fruit and a squeeze of cream. They make a lovely little dessert. But you just remember these are really hygroscopic, which means they'll take on water at the easiest chance you give them. If you put them in a nice tin that's really airtight when they're cool, they'll keep for 5 or 6 days, yeah.
Okay.
Once your sugar is mostly dissolved, take it off the heat.
Yep.
Don't forget to turn your stove off. And then just keep stirring it till it cools a little bit. It doesn't take too long. A lovely smell at this stage.
Is it?
Has everybody got their mixture off the stove now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well done. So put it somewhere where it won't burn your surface. Just stir it fairly gently to dissolve the sugar. I can just about touch the bottom of this saucepan now, which means we're nearly at the point where we can add the flour. Don't you try that one, Joe.
Oh.
Put on your dad's arm.
Yeah,
see if he
Steve can do
complains.
that bit.
Oh, it's Steve doing that bit. Right, now take your flour and ginger and shoot it all in one go. And then stir it until it's all incorporated. Good stir, don't go mad, just give it a good stir in until it's all incorporated into the mixture. It should now be a sort of creamy colour, or beige, I suppose. Like that. Okay, it's still quite runny. If you want small ones, you need a teaspoon. I've got quite a big teaspoon, but I don't want it too small. Okay? Keep your wooden spoon, but scrape off the bits that are on it. Everybody got a teaspoon? Get a good teaspoonful and drop it into one side. You should, in theory, be able to get about 4 on the tray. But keep them really spread out as far as you can.
You moved the tray.
You don't have to do anything to them, particularly on the
Holly.
put them on the tray. 4 dollops like that. Okay?
$4.
4 dollops on a big tray, 3 if it's a smaller tray. And then shoot them straight in the oven. While that's doing, you can put 4 more dollops on the other tray. I've just dropped my spoon in the sauce. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together?
I'm moving.
4 more dollops.
Yeah, 4 more dollops. You'll get 8 to 10, I would think.
Hmm.
When these are cooked, they go very thin and should look lacy. They should have holes in them and they should look lacy and be about the size of a CD. Okay?
Did I have any left over, Geoff?
Size of a CD or
I've
not in
got a
the
little bit left over, Michelle. Yeah, I'm going to use it up when the tray comes out. Put it somewhere warm.
All right, good question, Michelle.
Sorry, Leanne.
Is this one going in the oven?
No, not yet. You're going to put that in when the other one comes out.
Ah,
How long do they take, Geoff?
About 8 to 12 minutes. It's very similar to the Italian cannoli. See, Emily still got.
Oh.
Okay.
Cannoli.
Cannoli's pastry, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, these are strictly speaking of pastry. My 4 have amalgamated into 2. I've now got 2 big ones rather than 4 little ones. You can open the oven, but don't keep it open for too long to retain the heat.
With the tin, Geoff, that we're going to
Not too bad at the moment.
you oil that.
What, the tin? No, I got it on baking parchment, darling.
Okay.
Yeah, but when you put it on the tin, to mould it, make a basket.
Oh, no, it won't stick to the tin, it won't stick to the wooden handle.
Okay.
Okay. I thought we had to oil it like we did the wooden handle.
Yeah, this is my wooden handle, it's just a wooden spoon. I was going to use a piece of dowling, but I'm too clever. But this is the flattest handle I got.
Oh, they're looking nice and bubbly now.
Yeah, good.
I shall continue to oil that shaft.
cards will join up.
Evie,
Just getting my cooling rack out.
I'm watching you.
There you go.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, well.
I've only got season and joint, and
No.
I may well be able to separate them.
So should we take ours out, Geoff?
If they're, you want them to be a golden browny colour and full of holes. And then put your other tray in.
I have actually got 4 separate dots though, which I've managed to do. I'm
Well done,
winning!
Michelle.
I'm winning! I'm just showing off now.
They got
Well done, Andy. Yeah.
Wow.
I've got to put the others in. How long is that?
Can you all see?
Yeah.
Yeah, watch.
Put it over the spoon and roll it gently. Let them cool a little bit more if it's too hot for you.
Geoff, why are you stuck?
Why are they on baking parchment?
No, stuck to the stick.
They've stuck to the stick. Did you oil the stick?
Yeah, I oiled the stick.
This
I'm
is the
just trying
top,
to kill, Josh, that's all.
and this is the top when it was come out the oven. You want to roll them so that remains on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh.
They should be mine are quite greasy. Yours quite greasy.
Geoff, what if you've rolled them the other way?
It slaps it.
It doesn't matter. It's just the effect is slightly better.
Oh no!
What?
I've wrapped. Oh, I'm off it.
I mean, then if you put it around the tip, don't they? How you want them like that?
You done?
Okay. Yeah, you got it? I'll pick it up, you roll it.
Jan,
Yeah.
Okay.
behave.
Yeah.
Got any mixture left? Put it on the same tray you've just taken out the oven. Round it, Joe, and squeeze it gently. The heat from your hand will soften it slightly. Okay, my second tray around.
It didn't take long in the oven.
Reminds me of Nan, Viv.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Is it?
Why did you make it look so easy?
Two.
Right?
But much smaller as well. She used to make them like little cones.
Yeah, she did, didn't she? There we go.
I wanted to
You
drink
don't
more
have to feed
wine.
it either.
What's happened to them, Pip?
Well, one I've eaten.
So it wasn't that much of a disaster.
I think my stick was too oily.
I heard that does cause a problem.
But while he's not there, have a quick look.
Jeff, if I put one over the top of a ramekin, or the bottom of a ramekin, upside down, will that make like a little basket shape for me?
That's exactly right, darling. I'm gonna do my. Is that all right?
Yeah. Didn't do my first batch long enough.
Maybe it's just something you need to remember. It maybe your oven's a bit cool.
Yeah, but the second ones, if they went golden, then.
Okay. You can always try putting the first batch back in.
Yeah.
What happened to
Mind
that
your
one,
head
Daddy?
when you roll.
That's my bowl, Jeff. I've gone more of the artistic room.
Yeah, some more artistic.
More of a swan, if you will.
Dad was happy and he said,
I've got a ramekin that I've oiled slightly.
We're being cool.
If you're feeling like a bit of a piggy, here's a big one. I've got a glass bowl. I've also oiled. But before you take them off, let them cool a little bit, because obviously the glass and the ceramic will hold the heat more than the wood will. That's the ramekin, which I think is too big.
Jeff, can you show us that again?
I'm going to do it again. That one's the bowl.
Okay.
If I can pick it up, I'll move it over there.
Come
back in the oven and try and redo it. I put this one back in the oven, and as you can see, it's flattened back out again and gone soft again. Don't despair.
Yeah.
Don't serve your disasters.
Exactly, yeah. I think they were not long enough in the oven, the first ones.
That'll do it. You've got to leave them in there, and then you've got to be patient so that when you touch them, they feel like they're starting to stiffen.
That one's over there.
Which, of course, Leanne's an expert at. White plate to put it on, so you can...
Undercooked.
Very good.
Perfect. That's a good one.
Good, good.
You can see the difference.
Right.
Oh, lovely.
Got a little basket there.
Yeah, that's very good.
Lovely.
If you decide to do this, do not make them up until you're ready. Make everything up, have it in the kitchen ready to go, and then whilst your guests are finishing their main course, crumbs in the bottom, and you put your fruit on the top, and then squirt it with some cream, because they are they take water or liquid very quickly. So whilst we've been doing these, my beautiful assistant has made me up a bit of ricotta with ice sugar and cinnamon in.
Oh.
Oh, she took my tip.
Trouble is, I've got a very large piping bag and only a very small amount of cream. Bag. Well, not filling, but putting some in there. Okay, so I've got two that I filled with ricotta. I personally would prefer it with fresh cream. Okay. If you want a treat for the kids, they crush up nicely, and you can use them with sprinkles on top of ice cream and that.
Just in case ice cream's not unhealthy enough already, sprinkle up some melted sugar on top.
Sure. But they don't take anything to chop them up and turn them into small pieces.
Right.
And you put them on top of ice cream sundae or whatever.
That's nice.
Chop the end off.
You make it sound, Holly, like I've never given you anything sweeter when you were a child.
I'm so surprised.
Oh, yeah, I'm still making.
Well, I've made a cone.
Will they keep in a tin for a little while, for a day or two, or not?
Unfilled for 4 or 5 days quite easily.
They won't be filled at all.
No, you can't. Once you've filled them, you'll find they go soft pretty much straight away.
Tubes coming tomorrow, Liv.
Don't forget to subscribe.